and we got a question on how to do Pincha Mayurasana, which is a great question. So I usually break it down into some steps, starting with a forearm plank, because you kind of have to get strong to do Pincha Mayurasana and your shoulders. So Holly, can you show everyone what a forearm plank is?
Am I going to go long way?
Yeah, long ways. Push back toward the wall though, because I'm afraid the very end of that mat might be cut. Or just go facing this way. Yeah, because I think you might get cut off that way. Okay, so elbows underneath the shoulders, forearms parallel. And then basically, once you've got the forearms parallel, she's doing a great job of it. She's making a line from the heels to the crown of the head, and you're looking for that line. So things that I look for is the shoulder girdle stabilization. So you can see Holly's back is engaged here, but if you have shoulder blades sticking straight up toward the ceiling, can you show that really quickly? So this would not be great alignment because you're not going to tap into the strength of the shoulders. It's way harder. And because you're not using the strength of your back and your shoulders. And then you're also just trying to keep the core engaged here, so you don't want the hips going way low, and you don't want them going up either. You just want them, see these, you don't use your core. So you're just looking for a line. Definitely not using your core there. Okay, so let's let her rest, because that's actually pretty hard. The butt lift. The butt lift. Yes. And then, next step is to walk it in. So this forearm plank is great because you can really do it anytime. You don't even have to be in practice. You don't have to be warmed up. It's going to warm you up just doing that. So once you're in the forearm plank, the next step I usually do is walking the toes in towards the elbows and just pulling up through the abdomen. So Holly's nice and open, and so she's like nearly she's in basically a half Pincha Mayurasana now. Looks great, and look how she's still parallel with the forearms, super important, and the back is just like it was before, engaged. And then from here, she can lift one leg up, and she can stay right here and hold it, and this is super hard. And then if she would, yeah, it's really hard. She could change legs, well she should change legs just to keep things symmetrical. That's really good. And then, Holly, do you want to come into it? Are you?
Yeah, okay.
Perfect. And see how she kind of steps. Yeah, let's reset. Rest for a second.
With my elbow.
Well, you held the plank for a long time first too. And see, look how she steps into it, and then she's reaching through the legs and pushing through the elbows. Yeah, and then you can add a little back bend, which is a nice counter pose to Karandavasana. And that's typically how Tim teaches it, with a little bit of a sloped back, not a full-on back bend, but arched. And then Holly's being all fancy and changing her head position. That's advanced people. So, but look how nice and straight she was. So, but I think something to point out is that Holly kept her forearms parallel the whole time. And frequently, what I see is when people do Pincha Mayurasana, this happens.
A lot of this.
But if you look at the back, so here I am when my forearms are parallel, and you can see my back is engaged, my shoulder blades look good. But then what happens when my hands go in and my elbows go out?
Oh, not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you lost all of
You lose all that.
Yeah.
So this is where you want to be.
It makes it a lot easier,
Yeah.
even though it's hard to keep it there.
But it's good work. So my suggestion is to work the various steps toward Pincha Mayurasana. And I usually don't advocate for just kicking, desperately toward the wall, trying to get up. I like to kind of work on getting strong so that you can more like a step up with control than a kick.
Because if you always kick, what will happen is, and you'll just end up going over a lot. And if you come up with control, then there's more of a chance that you're not going to constantly go over.